In a small, dimly lit apartment, Jessica, a woman with tired eyes and a weary expression, sat at her kitchen table, staring blankly at her laptop. The morning sun filtered through the curtains, illuminating the clutter around her empty coffee, cups, crumpled papers, and a half-eaten slice of toast. She sighed deeply, feeling the weight of the world pressing down on her shoulders. Life had a way of throwing curveballs when you least expected it, and just when she thought she had everything figured out, everything fell apart. Jessica closed her eyes and let her mind drift back to a time when things felt stable. She remembered her job at the marketing firm, where she had been thriving, surrounded by supportive colleagues who felt more like family. She recalled the laughter shared over coffee breaks, the excitement of brainstorming sessions, and the sense of accomplishment that came with every successful campaign. But that was before the layoff notice arrived, shattering her sense of security and leaving her adrift in a sea of uncertainty. With a deep breath, Jessica opened her eyes and tried to focus on the present. She had been job hunting for weeks, poring over listings and submitting applications, but the responses were few and far between. A notification popped up on her screen, a reminder of the upcoming bills that loomed over her like a dark cloud. Panic surged within her. What if she couldn't find a new job? What if this was it for her? Just then, her phone buzzed, breaking her train of thought. It was LUCY30s, her best friend, checking in. Jessica hesitated for a moment before typing a response. "I'm okay," she wrote, though she knew it was a lie. She felt anything but okay. Later that day, they met at their favorite coffee shop, a cozy little place filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and baked goods. Lucy arrived, her vibrant energy filling the space. She hugged Jessica tightly, concern etched on her face. "You look tired, Jess. Are you eating?" "I'm fine," Jessica replied, forcing a smile. "Just busy with job applications." Lucy studied her for a moment, then sat down across from her. "You'll find something else. You're talented, Jess. I know it. What if I don't?" Jessica's voice trembled. "What if this is it for me? What if I can't get back on my feet?" Lucy reached across the table, placing her hand over Jessica's. "You've been through tough times before. You'll get through this too. Just remember, you're not alone." Jessica nodded, but doubt lingered in her mind. She felt lost, the weight of uncertainty crushing her spirit. That night, she returned home, scrolling through job listings again, frustration boiling within her. Each rejection felt like a punch to the gut, reminding her of her worthlessness. She slammed her laptop shut and buried her face in her hands, tears streaming down her cheeks. The following days blurred together. Jessica woke up, applied for jobs, and faced rejection after rejection. Each email felt like a reminder of her failure, and the walls of her apartment seemed to close in on her. She would sit in silence, the echo of her thoughts amplifying her fears. What was she going to do? How could she move forward? One evening, as she sat on her couch, scrolling through social media, she stumbled upon a post from an old colleague. It was a picture of their team celebrating a successful project. A wave of nostalgia washed over her, but it quickly turned to despair. She felt like a ghost of her former self, lost in a world that had moved on without her, desperate for a change. Jessica decided to take a walk. The cool evening air hit her face, and for the first time in days, she felt a flicker of hope. As she wandered through the neighborhood, she noticed the little things, the laughter of children playing, the vibrant colors of the sunset, and the warmth of friendly faces. It reminded her that life continued, even in the face of adversity. Days turned into weeks, and Jessica slowly began to pick herself up. She joined a local support group for job seekers, where she met people who understood her struggles. They shared their stories, their fears, and their dreams, creating a sense of camaraderie that lifted her spirits. With each meeting, she realized she wasn't alone in her journey. One afternoon, while volunteering at a community center, Jessica found herself helping others in need. It was a humbling experience that shifted her perspective. She saw people who had faced far greater challenges, yet they continued to push forward. Their resilience inspired her, and she began to find strength in her own story. As the weeks passed, Jessica's confidence grew. She started taking small steps toward her goals, updating her resume, and attending networking events. She practiced her interview skills with Lucy, who cheered her on every step of the way. "You've got this, Jess," Lucy would say, her belief in Jessica unwavering. Finally, one sunny afternoon, Jessica received a call that changed everything. It was a job offer from a company she had interviewed with weeks earlier. Her heart raced as she listened to the details. "We'd love to have you on board," the voice on the other end said. Tears of joy filled her eyes as she hung up the phone, the weight of her worries lifting. That evening, she celebrated with Lucy, who had been her rock throughout this journey. They laughed, reminisced, and shared dreams for the future. Jessica felt a sense of relief wash over her, a realization that she had come through the storm stronger than ever. As she walked home that night, Jessica reflected on her journey. She had faced her fears, embraced vulnerability, and learned to lean on others for support. The hell she had endured was a part of her story, but it no longer defined her. She was ready to embrace the new chapter ahead, filled with possibilities and hope in the days that followed. Jessica settled into her new job, finding joy in her work and the connections she made with her colleagues. Each challenge she faced became an opportunity for growth, and she approached them with a newfound resilience. She learned that it was okay to stumble, to feel lost, and to ask for help. One evening, as she sat on her balcony, watching the sunset, she whispered to herself, "I will be all right." The words felt powerful, a declaration of her strength and determination. She had weathered the storm, and now she was ready to embrace whatever came next. Jessica closed her eyes, feeling the warmth of the sun on her face. She smiled, knowing that life would always have its ups and downs, but she was equipped to handle it all. With hope in her heart and a renewed sense of purpose, she was ready to face the future, one step at a time. As the months passed, Jessica continued to thrive in her new role. She built relationships with her colleagues, shared ideas, and contributed to projects that ignited her passion. The office became a place of inspiration rather than a reminder of her past failures. She even took on leadership roles, mentoring new hires and sharing her journey with them. One day, during a team meeting, Jessica shared her story of resilience. She spoke about her layoff, her struggles, and the importance of community and support. Her colleagues listened intently, and by the end of her speech, there was a palpable sense of camaraderie in the room. People began to share their own experiences, creating an atmosphere of openness and understanding. After the meeting, her manager approached her. "Jessica, that was incredible. Your story really resonated with everyone. Thank you for being so brave." Jessica smiled, feeling a sense of pride swell within her. "I just wanted to remind everyone that we're all in this together. We all face challenges, but it's how we respond that makes the difference. As she left the office that day, Jessica felt a renewed sense of purpose. She realized that her journey wasn't just about her own struggles. It was about uplifting others and creating a supportive environment. She began organizing team-building activities, encouraging her colleagues to connect on a personal level and share their stories. One evening, as she prepared for a community event she had organized, Jessica received a message from Lucy. "Hey, can't wait to see you tonight. You're doing amazing things, Jess. So proud of you." Jessica smiled at the message, feeling grateful for her friend's unwavering support. She arrived at the event, where her colleagues gathered to celebrate their successes and share their challenges. Laughter filled the room as stories were exchanged, and Jessica felt a sense of belonging that she hadn't experienced in a long time. As the night wore on, Jessica took a moment to step outside for some fresh air. She looked up at the stars, reflecting on how far she had come. The darkness of her past seemed like a distant memory, overshadowed by the light of her present. She could feel the warmth of hope radiating from within her. Suddenly, her phone buzzed again. It was a call from her old boss, the one who had delivered the layoff news. Hesitant, she answered. "Hello, Jessica. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out and apologize for how things ended. I didn't realize how much the layoffs would affect you personally. I've heard great things about your new role, and I just wanted to say